Hey guys, my workbench is a mess. My train layout table's a mess, but I'm going to give you a little 130-second heavy content today, mostly 130-second stuff. I did a little haul last night at Michael's craft store, got some super glue, and I got some regular model making cement. I actually haven't used model making cement in years, and I've got a surplus of models, so I'm gonna at least do one of them, try out the difference between cement and super glue. If memory serves, model making cement actually dissolves the plastics and creates its bond that way, and super glue is I don't think it dissolves the plastics. I think it's just a very strong adhesive. But I could be wrong. Any of you glue experts, feel free to correct me. But I'm going to try them both out and see which one I like better for polystyrene models. So in haul posts, referencing Paul Knapp's recent YouTube video on 132nd scale Sherman tanks, he among others, he referenced this. This is disassembled, obviously. This Airfix 132nd scale Sherman reissue. These reissues are not by Airfix. I'm not quite sure who reproduced them and reissued them, but they're in soft Army Man plastic, which is, I believe, is polyethylene. But once again, any plastics experts, feel free to let me know. But I wanted, once I saw Paul's video, I wanted this Sherman because it's an older model Sherman, and most of the Shermans out there are a different version. So I picked one up, and the reason why I'm going elaborate on this is in case any of you guys are gonna track this Sherman down. It can be found on eBay. I'm not going to give you the link. I'm not going to poo-poo on the seller, but my God, the amount of mold release on this toy for the price you pay, I'll admit I'm a little bit like taken aback that you pay a lot of money for this model or this toy, and it's just glopped with so much mold release still on it. If you've ever purchased a military surplus rifle, it's packed in cosmoline. This was basically packed in cosmoline. So a little hot water and some Dawn dish detergent. I prefer Dawn because it breaks down grease, and a toothbrush gave me a head start on it. But you can see by the glare here. So this side is pretty well scrubbed clean. The front needs a little more work. If you see, I'll probably leave a fingerprint or a smudge on here. So I've been chasing it down with my spray bottle full of isopropyl alcohol and paper towels and Q-tips. So let me show you here. I didn't focus heavy on the inside. Actually, it's just going to need a ton of cleaning up. Once it's cleaned up, it's a pretty nice model, but here's a good example in the glare. Look at all that smudginess. That's actual mold release after I've done the soap and water and stuff. So there's so much on here. Let me show you here. Now, if you track these down on eBay and you see the price, you'll understand why I'm a little complaining about the level of cleanup you got to do for the price. But if you want a Sherman, I guess that's the cost. So let me see if I can show you how much glop comes off with some effort here and some alcohol. Look at all that. So that's very much like cosmoline looking. So if you're going to get one of these and you're going to pay this high dollar value for this Airfix reissue that you can't, in all fairness, you can't find anymore, be prepared. It's going to take a ton of cleanup. And if you plan on painting one of these, you're going to have your work cut out for you, because it's going to take multiple efforts to clean this just to get one of the Krylon or the Rust-Oleum plastic paints to adhere to this. As we all know, they're challenging enough to get them to cling to polyethylene style plastics, but you're definitely going to need to clean this guy off big time. So I don't really want to put a lot of time into cleaning today. let's move on. So hall post wise, actually here, let me bring this over just for comparison in case we want to compare it to one of the other Shermans. Like I said, the layout's a mess. I've been in mid-transition cleaning things out. So on Paul's video, he also mentions these, I think these are New Ray. Let me find out here. New Ray, yes. He mentions these New Ray 1/32 scale Shermans at Hobby Lobby. So I went last evening and they had two there. So I picked them both up. And as you can see, it's a different model Sherman than this Airfix older version. But I really wanted to bulk out my American Armor. Everything's a mess here. Forgive me. I'm going to grab the BMC Sherman. And Paul's video focuses on scale. And let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I can't wait to assemble these and bulk out the Sherman Forces and see how they scale together. So some other things I picked up recently at Hobby Lobby last night was they had these Christmas tree decorations 40% off. So I picked one up just to try it out on the layout. And I gotta say, I'm kind of digging it. I don't think it's half bad, especially for 40% off. So as you know from my previous videos, I try to keep the layout versatile where I can set it up for 1/32 scale gauge 1 or 1/18/G scale. And I haven't even gotten into seasonal content yet, but I'm starting to transition into my Halloween stuff, not necessarily on the layout here, but and then my Christmas stuff will follow after that. And I'm a big fan of sort of setting up the toys for both of those seasons. So that stuff is coming, and the reason why I say that is because this will be suitable for Christmas as well. But I kind of like the tree. I mean, you know, you can get the bottle brush style trees, or you can get other brands of toy trees. I actually have some trees on the way. Maybe I'll do a little foliage content YouTube piece when the new trees come. But so like here's a CTS German soldier in comparison to the tree, and you know, it's a little toyetic, it's a little holiday decor like, but I'm not offended by using this, especially if it's going to be in the background for scale and stuff like that. I like to mix and match, and I like to go with the toyetic look once in a while. So some other things I picked up. I know I showed you guys the Walking Dead sort of Lego boiler room piece. So I finished putting it together, and I'm happy with it. I think there's a way I want to incorporate this boiler and all this plumbing and stuff into a blown up building somehow. So since this is a battle scene layout, you know, maybe I can take like a building like this and Dremel out the back, or make it all blown away battle damage, and the boiler's inside. I don't know. I mean, it's a huge boiler for a small building like that, but you know, it's Toyland here, folks. So we're gonna take some liberties. But to show you a CTS German soldier for scale, so you know, I think he's probably a little big for this directly, but you know, in the background, I think it's kind of cool. Could look cool for like a Stalingrad battle in the rubble, you know, all that sort of stuff. But I don't really go for a specific city or theater with my layout. I just go for Europe looking. So that's the boiler. Some other things that arrived that are maybe non-topic are if you guys watch my content, you know I mentioned these Gashapon toys. Gashapon are Japanese vending machines, and you can get all sorts of crazy toys out of them. So On eBay, I hunt on a few shops in Japan that sell all sorts of Gashapon toys. You can search the seller. One of them is DDD Shop, and or just look up Gashapon toys, and eventually you'll find something. But all different scales. I got these Grim Reapers because the Halloween stuff is coming up, like I said, and once I saw them, they were kind of cool, but they're a little small. So to give you a little perspective, there's a 1/32 scale guy. But you know, theoretically, you could take things like this and make it a piece of sculpture in your scene, or if you work with scale that's actually appropriate, you know, you can directly incorporate it. But I don't know, I'll find a use for them. So the other Gashapon item I got are these. I got a set of 4 of these little goblins. These are little guys you put together. They're all disassemblable kits, and when you buy a Gashapon toy, they often come in a capsule. Or I shouldn't say often. They always come in a capsule, and these little kits would fit in one of those castles. You put your money in the vending machine, and out drops the toy. So every Gashapon series seems to come in a set, and this is a set of 4 goblins. So I bought the set from the seller. Here's an example of them. And, you know, all the text is in Japanese and stuff, but you can figure it out by the visuals if you don't read Japanese. And they're kind of fun. So to give you an idea of scale on these guys, here's a 1/32 scale CTS German, and the goblin here. So if you had, I don't know, if you're into the fantasy thing with knights and all that sort of stuff, you could use these guys. Now, my other scale that I like to collect is 1/18 or 3.75 inch action figures, which I don't have any 3.75 guys out right here in the basement. But I could show you my Playmobil castle, which I do not use with Playmobil figures. I've mentioned before I don't like their aesthetics, but I love their buildings and their vehicles. So here's the little Gashapon goblins with the Playmobil castle. Now they're a little small, so a 3.75 figure would probably be up to here. But these guys can be a lot of fun. And, you know, they definitely fit into the fantasy realm, of course. And I like things like this a lot because you're not really going to see them in the Western toy collecting market. These are Asian toys, and they don't really hit the American scene. So, you know, savvy collectors have them, but not your general sort of fantasy collector. But that's that for the haul for the day and the toy talk. Look at the mess the layout is. I got to clean it up, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to assembling these Shermans, cleaning this Airfix reissue up, and then doing a little visual comparison here against the BMC Sherman. I love this Sherman. It's really nice. And seeing how they all go. So that's it for now, folks. I probably won't pick up on news until next week sometime. Have a great weekend.